Well. Inflation is absolutely transitory. I think the report this morning, because it's coming down greatly, is proof of that. So good job, Jerome Powell. You did it. So inflation is back to 2.1%. Everything is good in the world. We don't have to worry about anything. We can start lowering the interest rates again. Just take those back to zero. And here we are. Just kidding. 8.5% inflation. CPI data just came out. Highest rise since 1981. So that's good. And sometimes I don't know. I'm being sarcastic. I'm looking at the futures right now. I mean, futures were down big time last night. Futures were up a touch this morning, and now futures are just soaring. I don't get it. Because I'm trying to rationalize this in my head. If somebody could just rationalize it for me, maybe I'm just not thinking clearly right now. If inflation is up, I look at it saying, okay, then they're going to raise interest rates more. So the higher inflation goes, the more interest rates are going to need to rise, the less market likes it, I thought. But maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe everything that I know is the opposite of what I actually think. And that's it. They will start to fall at 10.15. Yeah, I don't know. Everything, let's see, CPI excluding food and energy. Yeah, I don't know. What are the yields doing? These are live yields. So the 3-month is ticking up. The 10-year ticked up over 2.8%. It's a war session. I love it. Right. Let's get into some stuff today. We might as well. Oh, shoot. I didn't even open any stories. Good job, me. Way to come prepared. Let's see here. Let's do. Where do I want to start? Let's start with the bonds. So the bond yield hit 10.82%, highest since December of 2018. So to me, what this is telling me is that people, and as they should, are having more confidence going long on the economy than short. But at least there still is confidence on the economy. So that's one thing. All right, let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about. because inflation is really not that interesting. We all knew that it was going to be that number. I mean, I thought that it was going to be 8.2%. I did not think that it was going to come in at 8.5%. Estimates, consensus estimates were 8.4. I actually was going a little bit more conservative than, or maybe it's more liberal. I don't know, depending on which way you want to go. All right. So Charlie Munger and the Daily Journal sold half their stake in Alibaba. Now, they still own $30 million worth of stock. They still own 300,000 shares of Alibaba. With that being said, there's a billion reasons why you would sell a stock. I don't think it's for tax purposes at this point in the year. It's in March. Now, now remember, Charlie stepped down as far as leading. He's still involved with the Daily Journal, but he's not running it like he was before. So maybe the person that came in said, yeah, we're going to slash this in half. Maybe it wasn't Munger. Alternatively, maybe they move their shares to the Chinese market and it's not reported as shares in the exchanges here in the United States. That's another possibility. So nobody knows. He declined to comment. Well, I don't know if he declined to comment. He probably just he just said, I'm not commenting. Or his office said, I'm not commenting. But it cut its shares in about half. They still own about $31 million of Alibaba. His assistant said that he declined to comment on their stake. I'm sure that it's going to come out and be there. I'm sure he had a very good reason for it. And it's a reason that probably nobody's ever thinking of. And the fact that he kept $31 million worth of shares doesn't bother me. Speaking of renegades, Mark Zuckerberg says the Meta will test selling virtual goods in the metaverse. I actually like this. I think this is great from an investor standpoint like myself. Listen, the way I bought Facebook, those of you that watch our videos know that I bought Facebook a while back, and I was not betting on metaverse to succeed in any way and no revenue to come from the metaverse. My assumptions were purely based on Facebook being Facebook at its current or past state. Now they're going to incorporate this metaverse and they're already starting to sell goods. So this is additional revenue that I was not planning on. I was hoping for, but I wasn't planning on. Look at Mark Zuckerberg fencing a virtual character. That's awesome. So Meta is testing tools that will allow creators to sell virtual assets and experiences within the worlds they build on Horizon. I guess Horizon is the new platform, Horizon Worlds. The ability to sell virtual items and access things inside the worlds is a new part of the e-commerce equation overall. That's what Mark Zuckerberg said. Additionally, this Oculus headset, by the way, I'm selling mine. So if you want it, reach out. I'll give you all the accessories with it, but it's $425 because I have a bunch of accessories that I bought for it and a case and stuff. So I don't know, message me. But it's yet to be rolled out worldwide. So the Oculus is only in the United States and Canada. And remember what the most widely downloaded app in the Apple App Store was on December 25th. It was Oculus. So this has not even gotten started, rolled out to the rest of the world. Snoop Doggy Dogg purchased a virtual land, and a fan paid $450,000 in December for a plot of land next door to him in the sandbox. I don't know what that means. Citibank is estimating that the metaverse economy could be worth $8 to $13 trillion at some point in 2030. So that's sick. All right. Already what happened? I just don't want it anymore. You know what I want? My friend texted me the other day. He was flying to Arizona and he's like, yo, I just got this Switch? I don't know. It's some video game thing. It's either called the Twitch or the Switch. And MLB The Show is on it. That's more my speed. That's definitely more my speed. Okay. Beyond Meat. I bring this up because I had a discussion with those in the bid and ask 2 weeks ago about Beyond Meat because I had put sold on them. I haven't decided if I want to invest in them or not, but they expand their meatless chicken distribution to 8,000 new retail locations. Pretty good locations too. So select Albertsons, Sprouts, Whole Foods, CVS, and then nationwide by the end of this month at all Kroger. So Beyond Chicken expansion comes after several quarters of weak retail sales for the company. Consumer demand for its beef and sausage alternative soared during the early days of the pandemic as restaurant sales plummeted, but those shopping habits have since tailed off. The stock has fallen 66% over last year. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Who's your MLB team? I don't know. It used to be. My MLB team is the Cleveland Indians. Suck it. All right. Last one. Shopify. You know, I actually am very happy with the Shopify CEO. This is a Barron's article. Shopify shares were rising Monday after the e-commerce platform announced it was planning for a 10-to-1 split of the common stock, making ownership accessible. This is what he said. The proposal, this is what the CEO said. The proposal share split will make ownership more accessible to all investors. That is such a nice thing. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. That's at least you admitted exactly what you're doing. You're just making it cheaper dollar-wise so people can buy it. That's it. So not a lot of news today. I just can't get over. Yeah, I just can't get over. All right, let's see here. Let me read some of your comments. Beyond Chicken is made of soy. Yes, that's correct. It is a lot of soy. Fake chicken. Listen, I don't eat it, and I ain't going to eat it, but I'm also not going to use Facebook. I'm also not going to use Alibaba. I'm going to invest in things that are going to make me money. I don't care if I eat it or not. I've tried the Beyond Meat burger. It was good. I mean, if that was my jam, I'd eat it, but Nintendo Switch, you're not even that old, Mo, isn't? Oh, it's a Nintendo Switch. Oh, it's a Nintendo. Oh, I didn't know Nintendo did it. Best MLB team this year is the Blue Jays. Yeah. Also, ugliest uniforms of all time, the Blue Jays. It is Indians, not Guardians. That's correct. The Cleveland Indians are now the Cleveland Spiders. History are now like the Cleveland Spiders. Let's see here. Okay. Hey, Mo, did you happen to look at? No, I didn't. That was way too boring for me. I'm sorry. With fractional shares, what's the point of stock splits? I do think that I don't know a lot of people that buy fractional shares. I'm not going to lie. It happens. Of course it happens. Absolutely it happens, but it's not on a grand scale. I think if you want these young hype dorks to get in there, I think that giving them one full share of something is the way to go. So I think it's a great play. Baba short today. Yeah, we'll check it out. I mean, like you know, I don't like trading these Chinese stocks. What else do we have? Beyond. Oh, speaking of, somebody just said Wall Street Bets. That show on HBO, Gaming the System. I think it's called Gaming the System. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it on HBO called Gaming the System. It's like a 2-part documentary. Then you need to go to Netflix and watch the show. Shoot. Can somebody please tell me the name of the Netflix show about the Bitcoin guy? I think his name was like James or something that died allegedly. I do not think that guy is dead. I mean, that story is so incredible. I watch Gaming Wall Street. I told you. Now, what's the Netflix one? What's the Netflix one? All right, what else do we have? I buy fractional shares. I love Charles Schwab. There you go. Since 1980, every stock split has increased 16% in the year. Well, not every, but people invest in the split. People love the splits, guys. People love the splits. What do we think about AT&T? Okay, so WBD and the AT&T spinoff. As far as it goes, in my opinion, I'm going to wait 6 to 12 months to let things develop. I want to see what direction this goes in. It's too fast for me to just jump into one thing or the other. I mean, AT&T was down like 20% yesterday, and it's up 8% this morning, and that was before the CPI data went up. So it's very possible that it just keeps going. Oh, okay. It was up 7%. I read it backwards then. And it's up 1.3. Oh, I thought this was down 20% yesterday. Whatever. It doesn't matter. What about this Viru? This thing was up like 200% yesterday. Yeah. And it's only up 14% today. What the heck? What kind of weak sauce is that? All right. No one. Oh, that's it. Trust No One, The Hunt for the Crypto King. You got to watch it, guys. Trust No One, The Hunt for the Crypto King. It is one of the best documentaries that I've seen on Netflix. It was so good. Do you guys think he's alive? Do you guys think he's alive? Conspiracy theories. Here comes the YouTube van. Gerald, that's it. Gerald Cotton. Gerald Cotton with a. So this guy, he died allegedly in India, and they put out. They went through the documentation of his death, what the doctor typed up in his dictation report, and his name was spelled correctly and everything. And then on his death certificate, his last name is spelled Cotten. They spelled it Cotton on his death certificate. So interesting. All right, splits make us, let's see. Dundo Investor says invest in spinoffs. Oh, all right. Conspiracies are allowed to, as long as they're not the Overton window. All right, Vero. I don't know what Vero is. I have no clue. All right, let's see. Let's get into some stocks. I can answer any questions that you have. We can run through different stuff. I need to close my email. And let's go from there. MU. Oh, somebody messaged me on Instagram. And before I get started on this, somebody messaged me on Instagram and said, Mo, I want to get involved in trading, but I don't know how much money I have to have. Guys, okay, first of all, let me move this over. I always say $0, and I said this yesterday on the show, but I'm going to double down. I just want to explain something to you. To be a day trader or a swing trader, because it's quick. You're in and out. You have to have $25,000. If you don't have $25,000, you're not going to be able to trade on a consistent basis. They're only going to give you like 3 trades a week or something like that. Now, the good news is we have the long-term chart over here. This is the long-term chart of Costco. We would have been entering in March and exiting in January based on my rules that I use to go in long-term investments, okay? Again, even over here, entering in, call it January, exiting in August. So there are ways that if you don't have $25,000 to get involved and invest on a consistent basis. Now, even with that being said, I always say $0 because I'm teaching you something here that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life. Everybody at some point is going to have $25,000. They're going to have, especially if you're watching the show or you're involved in the Everything in Money community, you're going to have a lot of money at some point in your life. Instead of having a ton of money and saying, what the hell do I do now? Come and learn what you're supposed to do and then do it when you have the money, hit the ground running. So there's different ways you can do it. You can use long-term charts. You don't have to do the daily in and out. You can do the daily in and out, but it's going to be limited. We have a lot of people that are in the Bid and Ask Nation that definitely don't have $25,000, and they'll do 3, 4, 5 trades a week, whatever the SEC rule is, and they'll do some long-term trades, and it's great. So, but the most important thing is that people are learning the process of trading, and I'm telling you right now, if you're a person that wants to get rich quick or whatever, I'm not the guy for you. I'm here to teach you something that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life. I'm not going to say go and buy Micron and it's going to go to the moon and you're going to be able to go buy a cat and some cat food this afternoon like Stock Mo would tell you. I'm going to tell you this is going to take a very long time to learn, and it's going to take a very long time to become patient at it and learn the rules and identify patterns, and eventually you'll be very good at what you do. That's that. All right. Micron, back to Micron. Okay, so it's sitting at this base. It's kind of sitting at the support level down in this area. Now, it is below all 4 major moving averages. If it drops below, let me see. Let me pull up some whiskers, speaking of kitty cats. If it drops below $68, $69, somewhere in that range, if it especially drops below 66, this thing is gone, baby, gone. So I threw this on my watch list yesterday to go short. If this drops below the 60-something level, this thing is gone, gone, gone. You are coming back down to this. You're going to the 50s. So it's holding support as hard as it could possibly hold it right now. So, all right, let's see what we have here. Okay, Gerald Cotton is alive. Gerald Cotton is alive. It's the funniest thing. Gerald is living in Ohio. He is now called Paul Gabriel. Very possible. AT&T trade, let's see. Vic, I don't answer employee trader questions here. If you want the employee trader series, which is 6 stocks I go through every single day, ask me in the Bid and Ask Nation. Okay. Is it better to buy a home? It's better to buy a home? I don't understand what you're saying. If you don't have enough money to join the bid and ask nation, throw all your money in crypto, get rich, then sell it, then join the bid and ask. Touche. Hey Mo, do you think ADP is an underrated power stock or just too? Okay, let's see. I don't care about overvaluation at all. ADP. Well, it's not a power stock because it's not making all-time highs. To be a power stock, it would have to take out this level. So what a power stock is a stock that's over all four major moving averages, these four right here, 100, 25, 200, and 50, and making new all-time highs. So it would be, I shouldn't say all-time highs, making new 52-week highs, taking out this level right here. You didn't have that. It's not a power stock. Your trend is looking okay. I don't know what happened yesterday with this big fall, but it's looking like it's rebounding today. If you start moving up like this, you're going to be fine. You notice that yesterday you had this big drop. But there's no reason to panic. Your trend is still fine. Now, if the trend starts to change on you, different story, but your trend is still fine. Don't panic in here. This could pull back for a few days. All it's going to do is snap back. If you were in this entire time, take some profits off the table. Don't panic, though. Trust your trend. The trend is your friend. As soon as you learn to trust your trend, you will become a better trader. I promise you that. And those who disagreed with me and now do agree with me, they will tell you that the trend is your friend, and if you stick to it, it's going to do very well. All right. Home Depot is looking interesting. I don't necessarily see it. I would need to be below this 299 level. If we can get below 299 with engulfing candlesticks, something like this, yes, it would become interesting. But I like that we've had a couple of days of a big run-up, and the trend is still continuing to go down. Now, the daily is going up, but the overall trend is still trending down, which I love. The cat and the cat food. Yep, you need the cat and the cat food. How dare you talk about stock Warren Buffett, Mo? Okay. Have fun, Gianni. Gianni's going to squat. Oh, that was a zinger. ZBH, that was a zinger. That he's not actually leaving. Somebody asked me about this company this morning. Let me option R this. Somebody asked me about this morning. Okay, so just give me a second to... No, they didn't ask me about this morning. It was something else. All right, let's see here. So your overall trend is nice. Your trend is looking good. Your long-term trend. You're getting towards the end. Now, here's the ideal situation. You come up here and you just start going sideways for months on end as the price just continues to climb. But what you're going to need to push through this 133 number, this 200-day moving average, is a ton of energy and a ton of volume, and you don't have that. So if the volume situation stays where it's at, I do foresee this coming back to the 100-day moving average. If you get a ton of buying volume coming in here, I see this going and pushing through the 200-day moving average. So make sure that you're paying attention to this. If you're in it, just pay attention. And when you start running into the 200-day moving average, be taking profits at that point. Not exiting your position, just be taking profits. You teach people a process which builds your confidence in trading because you have a set of rules. Yep, and you don't have to deviate. Just buy an NFT that you can sell for $25,000 reservation to LeBron James. Touche. Net, please. Let's see, net. All right, net. Well, everything I'm seeing from net is not good, and I'll tell you why. I'm seeing what I saw in a lot of these stocks last week, and is this tech? I'm assuming that Cloudflare is tech. I'm assuming it's some kind of cloud business. So so let's look here. Let's look at this channel that we had run up, this channel that we had run up, and this channel that we had run up. In each of these three channels that we had run up, big runs. I mean, we were running from $75 to over $120, $85 to over $120, $80 to $135. And in each one of those runs, you were not even able to break into the sweet spot. So what does that tell me? It tells me that the volume was probably pretty wonky. It was pretty low volume there, decelerating volume here. This was decelerating volume. So listen, you're going to have a very difficult time breaking through these two major moving averages. Clearly, the stock can't do it. So unless there's a ton of buying volume coming in over and over and over, you're not going to break through these moving averages. I'm telling you right now. So I would rather you come over here and swing trade this. This run just happened and it's coming back down, and it looks like we're starting to pop back up again. So run this thing up back to the 100 or 200-day moving average. You got about $20 to run. Play with it. Absolutely, play with it. All right. What else do we have? Bitcoin is almost sub 40,000. Newbie question, do you take profits based on the percentage you're up? Or is it every situation? No, not. I mean, if I'm up 1% and I'm running into this 100 and 200 day moving average, I'm taking profits. If I'm up 15% and I'm running into this, I'm taking profits. It depends where you are on the chart. It depends on the pattern that you're looking at. Mo, does it matter that the treasury yields are not inverted anymore? Or was that key? Listen, that whole death cross thing to me is a bunch of nonsense. It's a talking point for the media. When the 2 and the 10 invert, meaning that you get more return for the yield is higher on the 2 than 10-year. At that point, it's usually the market has greatly declined at that point. So I never thought that the 2 and 10 were that correct up what they're supposed to be. I think it's just a talking point for economists. Now, when the 3 and 10 invert, 3-month and 10-year invert, now you got problems. And remember that the Fed is going to do whatever they have to do to keep those yield curves from closing in on each other, i.e. flattening, or inverting. The Fed's going to do whatever they have to do. Do you use a stop loss on swing trades? I do not. If you're new, I encourage you to, just because you're not used to them. But I do not, just because when I invest in them, the trends are perfect. I'm a if you've been in the Bid and Ask Nation for any amount of time, you know that I am a very conservative trader, and I only pick trades with perfect setups. It's if you've been around, if you're an OG and you've been around for a long time, I think there's one, I can remember one off the top of my head, and it was Apple. We've won on it several times to make up for it, but there's one trade. I take that back. There's 2 trades that I can remember off the top of my head that I've actually lost on that were swings or long-term trades. It probably is a little bit more, but the point is they're few and far between because I'm picking setups that are absolutely perfect because I'm very picky. Okay. AMKR. Great question, though, Big Slime. Really good question. That is something that people definitely should know. Okay, I'm just looking at it over here. Forget this. I mean, look at this crap. Forget this. Come over here. Amazing short. There is somebody in the Bid and Ask that has gotten it. I think it might have been MJ, to be honest with you. Our good day trading friend, Michael Jordan. I think it might have been him. He shorted this. Maybe it wasn't him. But anyways, look at this. Look at this excellent selling volume. You have surpassed this yellow line, which is average daily volume, for, 9 sessions in a row, and your trend was just perfectly down. I mean, this is perfect. This looks like Zim, which was one of the stocks that we got into short. And somebody just asked about Zim. So let's see. How many days is the average volume over? The average that I use up here is 20 days. You can make it 30. You can make it whatever you want. But I use 20. Zim. Okay, so Hans just did say only lost on 2 trades in the last 12 months or something. Yeah, that is true. But I will say, it's not like I'm getting into 50 trades at a time. Like when I get into, I might make 3 to 5 trades per month, but they're gonna make me a really good return. I'm not a person that's gonna go and make 40, 50 trades and say, hey, I was 40 out of 40 or whatever. No, I mean, if I'm making 5 trades a month, I might lose on one of them because I'm really waiting for a perfect setup and the loss is minimal. So that's just the rules that I use. BJ, it was BJ's Wholesale. That was the one. It was BJ's Wholesale and Apple. Those were the 2. So, and the BJ's Wholesale one, actually, Gianni, I think on BJ's Wholesale we broke even, but it took a very, very long time. And the funny part on BJ's Wholesale was, well, we'll do it after Zim. So Zim, I'm short Zim. I reduced half my position yesterday. So we caught it right here, ran this thing down right through the 100-day moving average, continued down. And yesterday, when it ran into this 200-day moving average, I noticed 2 things. Here's the 2 things that I noticed. And these are little inside baseball rules for you if you're not in the Bid and Ask. You can see what I teach you. So I noticed that our trend is still absolutely beautiful. That's why I did not exit my position. I reduced my position. The reason I reduced my position, I saw over here that we were starting to get this little uptick yesterday in the swing trading chart, indicating to me that there might be a little bit of a snapback continue that was going to be starting here and maybe pull up to this $62 level. As soon as it hits that and starts coming back down with engulfing candlesticks, I was going to add back to it because their trend was perfect. But it's struggling to break through this 200-day moving average. As soon as it breaks through confidently with good selling volume through that 200-day moving average, I'm back in it, and I'm going to keep making money on it. But that is exactly how I play things. And that is that. Okay, let's go to BJ's Wholesale. This was an interesting one. Very interesting one. It was actually a quite unfortunate one. Oh, shoot. Let's see. When did we make this trade? It was a big gap. It may have been in here. I think it was maybe in here. So we were long on this thing. No, that wasn't it. Oh, okay. Maybe we were long on this thing. No, that doesn't. Irregardless, it doesn't matter. Everything was looking really great for us in this trade, and then the CEO, young, 45 years old or something, abruptly passed away, and the stock absolutely tanked. And it just, unfortunately, it happened, and it crushed us. But damn, CCL. No, I never traded CCL. Actually, CCL was one of my big winners for 2021. I made a really great investment in that one. During COVID, I bought it somewhere around this $15 range. I ended up selling 90% of my position or 80% of my position up here at around 32. And then I ended up selling the rest of it at absolutely break even in, maybe it was December, something like that. Yeah. But is there a flagpole on BJ's? Yeah, let's go back to BJ's. No, but CCL was a great investment it was a great, no, this is not a flagpole. CCL was a great investment for not being a great investment. Any rules on reducing your positions? How much? Good question, Eric. I'm cool with just taking profits on things, but I was up so much in Zim. I was up 13.5%. I was like, you know what? Let's reduce this position to 50%. Let's reduce the position in half and see what happens. If it does, okay, the market's now open. If it does break below the 200-day, I'm sorry. If it does break below the 200-day moving average, let me just pull it up for you. This is a visual show, and I'm going off of speaking. If it does break below the 200-day moving average, great. If it doesn't, and it just hovers here and goes sideways and sideways and sideways and doesn't do anything, and eventually this thing just goes like so, which it will, and this can happen while this happens, this situation, then I made a good trade, and I'm going to lose a little bit of extra percentage, but it's only going to be half of what it was before. If it breaks down like this, I'll add back on. No problem. I'll add back on. That's another thing about me. I'm fine if let's say this thing goes like this. Let's say I sold yesterday at, what's the price today? 56.27. That's not where I sold, but let's just say that 56.27 was my number. And then let's say this thing goes to 60 and it comes back down. And let's say at $52, I get an engulfing candlestick and I sell more shares short at $52. Okay, well, I missed out on $4.27. To me, that's not a big deal because I was waiting for another great signal. Plus, I already had half of a position there. To these other hypester YouTubers and all this crap, they're going to be saying, oh, I can't miss out on $4.25 a share. God forbid that happens. To me, that's not me. I'm going to wait for buy signals and be confident that I'm going to make money. All right, guys, I'll do one more stock and I'll get out of here. KO. Do I think KO will continue its run? So before I continue, no day trading today. We have a meeting at 10 o'clock. So we're not going to be able to day trade today. We will be back to day trade tomorrow at 10 a.m., 10:15, whatever that time is. And then Friday, I will be doing book club at 10 o'clock in the morning. There will be no morning show. There's no market. So there will be no morning show on Friday. But book club, 10 o'clock. I can't remember what chapter of that book, but it is what it is. Will KO continue the run? Yeah, it's looking really good. It's looking really good. Let's see here. Listen, if this thing turns today and it's coming down now, but if you get a engulfing candlestick out, I don't see a reason to exit this position if you're in it. You can reduce shares and take profits if you want, but no sense in doing that. Okay, there was one more thing that I wanted to do, didn't I? Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Everybody have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll catch you on the Flippy Flop. Join the Bid and Ask Nation. You'll love it. I promise you, you'll love it. And I promise you, if you don't know what you're doing and you're just throwing stuff at a wall and hoping that it sticks, I have a solution for you. Come and join me. Trust me for 1 month. Let's go. See ya.